We're here with Dirk Friel, the other part of Training Peaks, and while Gare was here holding down the fort, you were out on the bikes today. Tell us about that. You went out with the guys on the time trial training.
Yeah, today was they've been on the time trial bikes prior during the week, but only individual training rides. So today was specifically team time trial training. So they did a total of 2 hours, 15 minutes, on their time trial bikes. They kind of rode out, did an hour warm up, and then they regrouped at another town down the road. Broke up into groups, and specifically they kind of put the Tour to Qatar group together because they're racing in less than a month, team time trial. So we had 3 groups. They actually made it pretty fun and made a race out of it. So they started the groups at 2-minute intervals, and then they timed it. The directors just had their wristwatches and timed it, and it came down that the winner won by like 19 seconds over group number 2. So
what's the speed like out there? It's January. I mean, you've raced at the high level before, but here's the Pro Tour team. A training ride. What's that like?
Yeah, a training ride is just consistently. I wouldn't say it's Mach speed. They're still working their aerobic base, so you have to actually be controlled. Keep the conditions kind of more controlled and steady, but at the end of 5 hours, it's grinding on you. So, each day is different. Each group is doing specific training, but in the overall, it's just nice, consistent aerobic base training, and that's what the testing was that they did here too, was to establish where their aerobic base is right now. So. And
you're out there today riding with the guys. It sounded like you're having some trouble at some point trying to hang on the wheel, not.
Yeah,
you got behind the team car. Tell us about that adventure.
It's easier to sit on a car than on a 120-pound guy. So even though it was a team time trial, they were going Mach speed obviously right then, full anaerobic. Everybody was anaerobic, and me especially. So I took advantage and sat on the car a few times. But it was just great to see them, and they're professional. They know that was the first time that they've done a team time trial situation. So they know they need, get the kinks worked out. So, yeah.
And how does it help you with your business to be out there riding with the guys? They see you, they can tell you're obviously among kind of a peer almost.
Yeah.
How does it help you in your business?
Well, they sometimes they open up more when you're out there riding on the bike with them. You get individual time with them at the back of the group, so you can find out about their family and their kids and where they spent their winter and how it's training been. But then, because you get that personal rapport with them, then they'll open up and they'll be like, hey, I've been meaning to ask you this and that about the software. How do I download the SRM, or how do I sync Cycling Peaks, And so, yeah, you just tend to get a more personal aspect from them. Then they really remember you when they have to contact you again, and they're one step closer to asking the right questions. Mm-hmm. And if you're just in a suit and tie in the office, it's just not the same connection.
And what's been the response so far from the guys who are just getting into the program here at this camp? This is the first time they're seeing the program, right?
No, we were at the first team camp in Lugano in October. So that was the very first opportunity for them to hear about us. So it was maybe a little bit of a shock, for them, just to be like, oh, what's this whole new system? They're going to track our data and race data. So now this is the second time they've kind of warmed up to the idea. Most of them have had the opportunity over the winter to actually use the software. Now they have the hardcore questions, and that's why we're here to follow up. And they're like, okay, I tried this and that over the winter. How do I now show me how to do it again? And they're like, so you just connect the dots here in person.
What's been their feedback today? They must like it, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, some of them just get way into it. They're really analytical and they really want to learn more about their own condition. But the whole key is getting the professional team together. And when I say the team, I mean, the doctors, the trainers, the managers, we're all on the same page. The dietitian as well. They work with the dietitian, the soigneurs. So getting everybody, each rider is kind of like a satellite, and they have these satellites around them that are trying to support them individually. So if they're just keeping all the data to themselves, they're just ignoring all the great resources all around them. So they need sharing the data is just doing wonders for the team.
Mm-hmm. And from here, where does the team go in terms of what more do they need to learn, or what more do they need to understand about the programs?
Not much more. It's not that difficult. They all know how to download their SRM. I mean, even before us, they know how to download the SRM. Now they're just doing it in a different software package. And then there's literally a one-click upload. They synchronize their data to the internet, and then the doctors and managers have access to it. So it's really not that, it's not rocket science, you know.
Yeah. Well, great. Thanks for your time. And
Yeah.
you'll be riding again
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Andrew. Yeah. Well, usually every other day.
Great. Thanks a lot.